Oh, what a fabulous day. It's sunny, it's cold, but it's dry. I love this time of year. I know some people don't enjoy the month of January, especially just because we're coming off the back end of Christmas and the evenings are still dark, it's still cold, and everyone's back to work trying to cram themselves back into some sort of routine. But to be honest, that's what I thrive off. I love my routine. And especially this time of year, I just love that everyone's kind of on the same path. Everyone's just trying to get after it. Everyone's back to the gym. Everyone's routines are more aligned with goals that they should have long term. And I think that during the likes of November, December, coming up to near Christmas time, that kind of goes out the window for a lot of people. So obviously in my line of work, not that I don't like seeing that from people, but I highly encourage people to be able to keep it up regardless of what time of the year it is. So that's kind of where I'm looking at it from that perspective. But it's great. Like, how bad? Sunny day, on my way to the gym, on my way to get a nice pump on, shift some decent amount of tin. So I'm week 4 of this current training block, and like I'm only a couple of weeks, like I think I'm not far off 12 weeks out from my next competition already. The time is just going by so fast, so I'd rather not waste it. It's actually gotten so nice out. I need to put on my sunglasses, so let me park up here. A rule I said to myself, because my aviators, my prescription sunnies are ugly, a rule that I gave myself was, no matter how ugly they are, if the sun is out, take the opportunity to wear them, because during this time of year there's not as many opportunities to wear sunglasses, so I'll be grateful for what I have at the moment. But anyways, week 4 of the training block. I believe I have 240 kilos for 4 today, or 245 even. It's 245. I was due to do 230 last week, but my coach Dav, I was training with him, warm-ups just look silky smooth, so he said bump it up to 235. So taking a 10 kilo jump this week, yeah. So 245 kilos for 4, and yeah, starting to push some saucy lifts once again. As I said, I'm in a good rhythm at the moment. January is a good time for that, just to nail something down. And something else that has also helped me was my environment the last couple of weeks. I've been lonely. Well, I haven't been lonely. I've been alone. Big difference. I have been alone the last 3 or so weeks. My BBG, my girlfriend, she was back in the homeland. She was back in Brazil for all of Christmas, and she only arrived home this past Tuesday, so two days ago. So I haven't had time with her over Christmas, so I had more time to do other things that, like, I usually have to schedule or cram in a little bit more. So she was away. My roommate, aka my best friend, Killian, he is still currently in his BBG's homeland. He is in Brazil at the moment. He's not home until Saturday. So usually when it comes to the evening time when we're back at home, I mean, it's 8:30, dinner's eaten, making a cup of tea, having the chats, and then he starts getting boisterous and thinking that he can beat me in a game of FIFA, so I have to show him a thing or two. Usually that lasts 2 to 3 games, depending on if he gets a fluky comeback win. Not the case often the time, unless I'm like a complete star ranking below his team. So usually crack on with that, and that kind of eats into what I should be doing is relaxing, getting ready to go to sleep, rather than going to bed with my heart racing because there's a 94th minute equalizer on FIFA and we have to go to extra time and then penalties, and then there's another 20 minutes wasted. So obviously I haven't had to account for that lately, so I've been getting to bed much earlier than usual. I've actually been reading a lot more as well. I read every single morning pretty much with my morning coffee before I crack on with work, just 10-15 minutes, which I really find sets me up for the morning. But I've been trying to do that now going to bed as well, for just even if I read one page, if all of us could just read one, oh, nice Porsche. If we could all just read one page, because usually what happens is if you tell yourself you're going to read one page, you do one page, you're probably more interested to read maybe another. And that turns to 3, 5 pages. Now you're reading 5 or 7 pages, now you're reading 10, you're reading a chapter before bed. That's a lot more productive than doom scrolling on the Instagram or playing an extra game of FIFA. And it just relaxes you. You might take away something from the book, depending on what kind of genre you're reading. That's why I've tried taking up more fiction books that I've been reading in the evening time. So I was reading a bit of Stephen King, because he just seems like one of the most famous fiction writers in the world. So I was like, may as well read some of the best shit out there if I'm going to get into this genre. So that's my January, pretty much. It's been a productive one. I did see my girl yesterday for a coffee, seeing as she just arrived home. She's back into work, so we're going to go out for dinner now Saturday night. Whilst I am still in a dieting phase, I'm still cutting, and new low body weight this morning of 89.8 kgs, so I was happy with that. But yeah, when it comes to the weekends, people's main downfall in a diet is usually their weekends, because they have meals out, they're off gallivanting, and something just pops out of the blue. Their friend, their partner texts them saying, let's go for lunch here, or we've dinner plans there. That's exactly what's happening this Saturday night. So we both agreed that we go for dinner this weekend, and I'll make sure to just have a steak or something like that to keep me on track and not let it get in the way of my goals. Simple as that. Easier said than done though, so I'll just prove to you by the next video. I'll show you exactly where my updates are at with my check-in for I'll be coming into week 3 of my diet, so stick around for that. But before we do get to that, let's take one day at a time. Let's head up to the gym. Let's get a double shot Americano, or maybe a flat white, depending on how zesty I'm feeling today. Let's get that down the gullet and push on for those deadlifts. I shall see you there. Peace. Trying.
Some reps better.
Yeah, trying.
Do that couple sets, it's always going to be a bit weird.
Yeah, but like that, practicing now will turn into a habit. Yeah, I could actually feel the plates clipping my shoes there as well. Yeah, fuck it, I won't hurt myself. Okay.
Stay tall. Forward,
last set of SBD, I just realised I now do 2 SBD sessions a week, Thursdays and Sundays. But it's just how things have kind of fell, because what I wanted to start doing and what Dav has me doing is benching on Thursdays, which is something I hadn't been doing for a good couple of months, I suppose. But because I'm in here on competition spec equipment, I'm able to get my bench done rather than benching and fly fit weight. It's not proper benches, they're kind of slippery, the floor is slippy. I know, very, very first world problem of me, but hey, we ball. So last set, I had 2 sets of 4, 120 followed by 115, and now I have 3 long pause triples. So I did 110 is my last one, 105 kg. But yeah, week 4 things, we're going in the right direction. I'm 2 weeks into the diet now, and things have been going well. Am I a little bit hungry during the day? Yeah, as expected. Am I arsed to get all my steps in? No, but I am, just to speed things up. Because as I said, I want to make this a 4-week diet. Any longer, and it will start eating into my prep for my competition, because at the end of the day, if I'm trying to chase 2 rabbits, I'll catch none. So I'll end up not losing weight, and I'll end up underperforming when I'm trying to peak for my next competition. So weigh the options out. If I want to hit 700 kg total in April, I'm going to have to put the diet on a break and focus on it afterward. So that's where we find ourselves. So 2 weeks down, 2 weeks to go. Just keep chipping away with these train sessions. Week 4 almost done. After squats on Sunday, I'll have a much better idea as to what I'll be hitting next week. So look, I'm over 90 minutes here and I haven't even touched accessories. I'm tired. Let's get to it. It is an extra 24 hours since I was last chatting to you. So since that time, last night after the gym, I went to the sauna village with Dav. Nice and relaxing, of course, but today was a busy day. That was a busy Friday. So I went to the gym this morning before work, got my weights and got all my bench, my upper body, got a sick pump on, which I was very happy with. Went home, busy day at work, editing, pushing out the day's emails. So I have a newsletter that I publish every week, at least every single Friday. If you want to read more about that, I would head over to my Instagram. I have a link in my bio to subscribe for that if you were interested. But I was publishing and editing that. I was editing content for next week. I was just getting myself sorted for next week as well. I wanted to book in a couple of calls with clients, and so yeah, I was kind of busy during the day, running a few errands, but it was so miserable outside. It was lashing rain, it's freezing cold, and I was like, I'm not walking in this shit. So I got myself back to the gym. I'm after doing 40 minutes on the Cybex bike. Got that done. I just checked out as well. We're 78 days out from my next competition. What I'm doing right now, obviously, it's not going to have much an effect on my performance on the day, but it'll mean I can wrap up this fat loss phase sooner rather than later, so I can move on to the most important part of this prep, which is actually getting fucking stronger. So that's what we have ahead of us. But yeah, just as a bit of proof, there we go. 40 minutes and 3 seconds wrapped up. I was also listening to A$AP Rocky's new album, came out this morning, Don't Be Dumb. The last time he dropped an album was, I think it was the week before my J1 to San Diego back in 2018. So 6 years later he dropped again. So I always find it kind of nostalgic when I talk about that, because there was 3 albums that came out right before I went on my J1. Ye dropped, well, he was Kanye West back then, but he dropped his album Ye right before we left. A$AP Rocky dropped Testing, and Travis Scott dropped Astroworld just as I was coming home. So I was even in Hollywood when the Astroworld carnival tent, the pop-up tent, was on Hollywood Boulevard. I saw that in person in real time, and I was like, holy shit, this is dropping in the next 2-3 weeks. So that was kind of cool. But anyways, that's where we find ourselves. I am starving hungry. I've only had 1,300 calories today so far, and I'm going to go home and make myself a fat chili con carne. So let me get to that. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Chat soon.